Link. Link, hear me. My purpose was to obey the command of the goddess and lead you, the chosen hero of this land, on your quest. When I first awoke and began this task, I perceived it as merely serving my function as a servant to her grace. However, I have come to consider the information corresponding to our time together among the most precious data I have on record. I do not have the words. I ruined it! I do not have the capability to fully understand the human spirit, Link. The word was capability, but I wanted to say capacity. But now, at the end of my journey with you, as I prepare to sleep within the Master Sword forever, I experience a feeling I am unable to identify. I lack sufficient data to be sure of my conclusion, but I believe this feeling correlates closest to what your people call happiness. Our partnership is at an end, and even as we speak, I feel my consciousness fading away. Before I enter the sleep that calls me to the sword, I wish to relay to you words that I recorded many times over the course of our journey. Many have said them to you thus far, but I now wish to say them for myself. Thank you, Master Link. May we meet again in another life. This music is so good. Midna is a better companion than Fee, but I feel like Fee had a much better send-off, because Midna's send-off was just immediate and like, whoa, did she really just break the mirror between the Twilight Realm? Why? This one is a very, like, the end of the journey, like, parting is such sweet sorrow, and I love it. Oh, hey, someone just subbed. What a perfect time. I wasn't in the middle of reading something. Jonathan, my dude, subbing with Twitch Prime for 11 months. Thank you so much. Also, nom nom nom, I saw your message in chat, but it's long, so I haven't responded to it. I will as soon as I'm out of cutscenes, if you're still here. Sorry for making you wait. But to Jonathan, thank you so much for subbing for 11 months. Greatly appreciated, dude. 1 month away from that ultimate sub badge. Thank you so much. What? Impa, why? Come with us. Zelda, your grace, you possess the memories of the goddess. You must understand why that is not possible. I am a being of this age. My place is here. I know that, but... You must return to your own time. I will take care of the gate once you have passed through. I can't do that. You and I have been through so much together. I don't want to leave you alone. Yeah, are there any other humans in existence right now other than you? And the people in the sky? Please, Impa, come back with us. Zelda, at the command of the goddess, I passed through the gate of time. I did so to protect you and aid the fight to prevent the world's destruction. The last remnants of Demise are decaying slowly within the sword. Someone must stay behind to watch over this blade. His spirit must not reawaken. He must never be allowed to threaten the world again. This is the nature of the task given to my tribe. As a member of the Sheikah, the goddess's chosen guardians, I gladly welcome this duty. Zelda, I shall watch over the Triforce. Its power is too great to leave in the grasp of man. Are you not? I mean, I realize you're a woman, but technically in the way you're using the word man, are you not also man? Dependence on its might is an invitation to disaster. When it has served its purpose, it must be secreted away to lie dormant once again, the knowledge of its existence hidden from mortal history. These are the words the goddess spoke to me long ago. I remember them well. As do you, I'm sure. Wii animation is so amazing. Do not despair, Zelda. You and I will surely meet again someday. The thing looks too small to even, like, it'll fit on her wrist, but if there isn't a clasp, there's no way she's sticking her hand through that thing. You have such noodle arms, Impa. I mean, I know I'm ruining the sad moment, but I can't help but notice. We back. That's a lot better than when she literally blew it up last time. Old lady that never gave us her name. I wonder who you could be. This is part of why I love playing this game so much the second time, because, like, you can see Zelda and the crystal at the start of the game if you know to look for it, and then also throughout the entire game, Impa, in her old woman form here, is wearing that bracelet, so you can notice it from the very start. It's such nice touches. See? I told you we'd meet again. Do not close up on Groos's face. Truly cursed. Goodbye. Groos's face. Well, that's what happens when you live to be 1,000 years old. You fade away into nothing. Man, we're just losing to everyone today. Impa, thank you. Thank you for everything. Did you ever have children? Is that the end of the Sheikah tribe? How did the Sheikah tribe show up in other games then? Oh, hey, my sword! I want that back. Ah, the music. Fantastic. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We're a little over 4 hours. I had to go an extra hour. I didn't think it'd have to go that long, but we made it happen. That's what I get for getting all the goddess cubes and playing the bamboo minigame. What a good game. Are there credits? Surely there are credits. Yeah, there we go. All right, chat. Thanks so much to everyone who came to stream, especially since it was an hour later than normal. Was a blast as always. We finished The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I'll eventually come back and do the hero mode of this, but when I do that, I won't be reading the dialogue or anything. I'll probably skip through it like I'm doing with Hacker's Memory. But man, I absolutely love this game. I love this credit sequence where they show, like, they're showing what happened to Zelda when she first got here, the stuff that we never saw. Hello, Zelda. I realize that you've just had your entire world turned upside down and you've never met me before, but the very first thing I need you to do is change clothes immediately. It's very important. Oh, man. I love this game. People give it a lot of grief over the motion controls and all. I think they're wrong. But I think the motion controls are very good. especially as motion controls go, because I'm normally very much on the side of motion controls are always bad, never use them. This is one of only, like, 3 or 4 games where I'm like, yo, the motion controls are done so well, I don't mind it. I like it. Also, I just always love the idea, like, one day we'll get to the point where you can actually swing your arm and use a sword, you know, like VR-level stuff. And at the time of this releasing, that was, you know, not really close to what I was looking for, because obviously I want something even better than this to that extent, but it gave me that feel of, like, man, one day it'll be like I'm actually holding a sword in my hand. But, I think this is an amazing game. I personally would give it at probably, like, it's one of my favorite games. It's my favorite Zelda game. So for me personally, you know, completely subjective, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Looking at it from an objective point, I realize some people can't look past the motion controls as well as I do, so maybe like an 8 out of 10 is better, like, objectively, but I give it a 9 out of 10. I adore this game a lot. I absolutely love it. It was my first Zelda game especially, so it has a special place in my heart for that. In terms of how far as Zelda games go, I've played like 6 or 7 Zelda games now, including Breath of the Wild, and the only game that gets close to how much I enjoy this game is Twilight Princess, which is also phenomenal. But, absolutely love this game. It's great. Maybe one day it'll get a remake. That would be great. But I absolutely love it. So there you go. I love the story. There isn't a whole lot of character, like, growth or anything in it because it's a Zelda game, but the amount that it does have with Groose and, to an extent, Zelda and Impa, really good characters, and Groose has a little bit of character growth. The others don't really grow, but again, it's a Zelda game, so you don't expect that kind of thing in this. The dungeons in it are amazing. I absolutely love pretty much every dungeon in the game. Even the only part of the game that I'm pretty much like, I wish you hadn't put that in, is the Tad Tones. The Tad Tones is the only time I'm playing the game where I'm like, yeah, I could do without this. But the rest of the game, dungeons and otherwise, even the other parts where you're underwater in the game, I'm super in for. I love them a lot. I love the lore. I'm not super deep into Legend of Zelda lore, especially because I haven't played, like, all of the Zelda games. I haven't played, like, Ocarina of Time, for instance, and then, like, Wind Waker and Minish Cap, etc. So I haven't played enough Zelda games to be super into the lore, but from what I understand of the lore of Zelda, I absolutely adore Skyward Sword being, like, the start of it all, with Demise's hatred becoming Ganondorf from here on and all that. I absolutely love it. So there are a whole lot of things I really love about this game. It's one of my favorite video games and my personal favorite Zelda. So I love it a lot. And I hope you all enjoyed my playthrough of it. It was a really fun time. I enjoyed every bit. Eventually I'll play Hero Mode. When I play Hero Mode, it'll kind of not be a speed run, but I'll be skipping dialogue when I play through it when I do Hero Mode eventually. The main reason I want to do Hero Mode is to be able to do Boss Rush, like the true Boss Rush that you can only do in Hero Mode. But, yeah. So there you have it. I think that's about all I really want to say. So there is something I wanted to respond to, a message that came up in chat earlier, but it was during all the cutscenes, so I couldn't. But since I've already said my piece on the game, I don't really have anything else to say right now, so I can look at it. Nom 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 in chat. Been following your YouTube channel for Skyward Sword. Loved every bit of it. Bring a cool aspect to the playthrough and love your persona overall. Wish I could have found you sooner, but at least I did what I did. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you found the channel. I hope you enjoy any future playthroughs you watch. Thank you so much for supporting the series. Also, hello from Middle Tennessee. Yo, sick! From good old Tennessee. That's where I live. For those of you that don't know, I live in West Tennessee. What are the odds? But thank you so much for watching and supporting the series. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy any other future things you watch. Speedrun Hero Mode with the Moblin tech you found earlier? Yeah. Genius. Anyways, we're like probably a little over 4 hours we should be. Actually should be like right at 4 hours, or 4 hours and 10 minutes. But as soon as the credits run out here, I think there's a little scene at the end that I want to see, and then after that we're going to wrap up here. Shigeru Miyamoto! My man. And Iwata. Rest in peace, Iwata. You wonderful man, you. Iwata is the one who passed away, right? Miyamoto is still alive and Iwata's the one that passed away? I'm pretty sure it was Iwata, yeah. Very much rest in peace. Great guy. Great work on video games. I love that the Triforce in this game is actually literally just a bunch of triangles. Final scene? Or am I thinking of something different? I knew it. Who let you down here? It's the birds! So many birds! Yo, for real, who let them down here? The music in that's something I didn't mention. The soundtrack in this game is really good, as it normally is in Nintendo games. But Skyward Sword especially hits me really well. I love it. Look around us. As a child, I always dreamed of a world below. I wanted to see the surface with my own eyes and feel the land's warm breeze on my skin. I think I want to live here. I always want to feel solid ground beneath my feet, see the clouds above my head, and watch over the Triforce. What about you, Link? What will you do now? I swear. Gotta stay with my waifu. Just the two of us down here, with no parental supervision. Easy decision. The end. Amazing game. I love it. Well, I think that is everything, because I'm pretty sure that scene right there was the last one. If I'm not mistaken. We done? Anything else? Yes! Save the data, so I can play hero mode one day. Saved for hero mode. Perfect. That'll be another playthrough for another day. Probably sometime next year if I ever have a lull in between games, which I doubt. Well, there it is. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for supporting this series. I hope you all enjoyed it thoroughly, because I certainly did. If you'd like to try and catch me do streams live in the future, there's a link to my Twitch channel in the description, or continue supporting me on YouTube. I appreciate it either way, and thank you so much for watching me play through my favorite Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I'll be back with more Zelda games in the future, whether they're old or new. I'm planning to eventually play Ocarina of Time. It probably won't be anytime soon, but one day I'll play Ocarina of Time, and probably some other older ones. No, don't do a cutscene while I'm doing my outro, please. Please don't. Stop it. But, and then I'll also, what was the other thing? Ah, crud, there was something else I was going to say. I'll play future Zelda games, like when Breath of the Wild 2 eventually comes out. That'll happen. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you in future playthroughs, Zelda or not. And until then, farewell.